Praise be to the Emperor. Praise him on earth. 8th edition in its entirety has been leaked, guys, which means we now have the ability to look at exactly what we will be using to smite the foes of mankind in 8th edition. I have managed to grab all the leaks in its entirety and may do videos on every single faction, but I tell you what I know for certain. Right now, we are going to do a series of videos on what we have in 8th edition in our indices. I'm going to go through it bit by bit, guys, section by section. I initially was going to do one long video, but it was just unfeasible. There's so much to cover in so much depth, so much detail. So I want to split it up into separate sections. However, I will be smashing these videos up as quickly as I can. So, first things first, let's go over sort of some... I've had a look through. Let's go over some sort of general observations of the Astra Militarum. Okay? Number one, guys, it looks like infantry have been buffed. Okay? That is a huge weight off my mind. I mean, for ages, it was looking like vehicles were going to be amazing in 8th edition. And maybe they will be for other factions. For the Guard, I'm not so sure. But what I can tell you guys is it's looking like infantry are going to be really, really good in 8th edition Guard. At least in the indices, right? Tanks and vehicles... Some have been buffed massively and are going to be really good. Others are basically unusable and rubbish. So we'll get to that when we get to it. But all I can say, guys, is it's looking like 8th edition is going to be the age of the infantry wave for Imperial Guard. But without further ado, let's get on to this first section, which is sort of the general rules and orders of the Astra Militarum, of the Imperial Guard. So the picture you've got in front of you, you've got on the left-hand side, keywords regiment. Now, I'm still not 100% certain on how this works, but I think I've figured it out. Essentially, at the beginning of the game, when you're making your list or whatever, you say that my army is part of regiment XYZ. So, for example, in my army, it would be, my army is part of the Regiment Mordians, okay? And then when it comes to things like orders, which specifically affect units from a certain regiment, they will only affect... So if I have an officer from the 50th Mordian Rifles, he will only be able to issue orders to other units from the 50th Mordian Rifles. Now, I believe, if I look at this carefully, you can have mixed regiments. However, there's no real advantage into having mixed regiments, because again, if you have specifically half of your, let's say you have Creed in your army, who is Cadian, and then you have, like in my case, Mordians as another part of your army, Creed will not be able to give orders to the Mordians, because Creed is part of Regiment Cadia, keyword, and the Mordian infantry are part of Regiment Mordia, keyword. However, guys, do not worry. It specifically says some regiments do not have don't exist. They don't have a keyword. If you have your own homebrew regiment, just give it that name and it will be fine. So, for example, in my case, I have the Mordian 50th Rifles. So all the officers and all my bits and bobs will be part of that regiment. Now, for those of you who have mixed model collections, some of you may have a mixture of Cadian and Catachan models. You don't have to choose Cadian or Catachan. You can just make up your own. And as long as you're not using special characters, you'll be absolutely fine. So if you have a mixed Cadian Catachan regiment, you could call it the 50th Bimble Bastards, and you'll be fine. All the officers will be part of the 50th Bimble Bastards, and all your infantry will be part of the 50th Bimble Bastards. And there won't be any difference. It'll just be an aesthetic difference. Okay? So the important thing to take away from this is now regiments only really work as a separate entity. So there's no point in taking multiple regiments in one detachment. Just have a single detachment as that regiment. Okay? It does mean you have to be careful when taking special characters, though. So it kind of now means that, why, you know, it sort of comes across as, why is Creed leading a bunch of Mordians? It's no longer going to do that. So you're, you know, you have to figure that out. You'll either have to have the Mordians, in my case, as Cadians, keyword, or just not use Creed and have Creed as a basic officer. Whatever, you know. Anyway, so that's the first part. It's really important to understand how regiments work. It's still a little bit unclear. I'm hoping that some of you guys will be able to explain it to me a little bit better. But in summary, as I understand it, every model in your Astra Militarum army must be part of a specific regiment. Officers of that regiment could only order units from the same regiment. You can mix and match regiments if you want within a single detachment, but there's no real advantage to doing so. That's my understanding. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Now, let's get on to the important bit, which is orders. We have 7 orders, and I will tell you now, they are all useful. Finally, we don't have any bullshit useless orders. They're all useful. Let's go through them one at a time and say what kind of units they're going to affect. So, number 1, take aim. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for all models in the ordered unit. Yes! Awesome. We now have the ability to get sort of semi-twin linking on, to get sharpshooters essentially on an entire unit now. Absolutely fantastic. You know, not much more to say about that. It affects all your weapons. That is a good general order. I will say now that that order is going to be the new, if in doubt, go for that order. That's our new go-to order. First rank fire, second rank fire. We already knew about this one in the reveal, but essentially all lasguns and hotshot lasguns in the ordered unit change their weapon type to rapid fire 2, which means at long range you'll be getting your standard 2 shots as you currently do. At short range you will now be getting 4 shots. That is a very good order for conscripts. Very good order for conscripts. Take aim is more for your veterans and your main infantry squads. First rank fire, second rank fire is more for your conscripts. Bring it down. Bring it down has been nerfed in one way, but buffed in another way. So, the way it has been buffed is you can now use it to re-roll wound rolls of 1 against anything. So tactical marines, bring it down. Carnifex, bring it down. A lowly grot, bring it down. Doesn't matter, you reroll rolls of 1 for wounding. However, it's slightly been nerfed because now we don't reroll all failed wounds. So, bring it down actually almost feels like, I don't know, it's better for small arms than it is for, well, no, it's fairly balanced. The Emperor giveth, the Emperor taketh away. It's fairly balanced. That is an order that you'll be giving to your veterans and your scions and anything else that hits on a 3+. Forward to the Emperor, nice order. It's pretty much how it is now, but slightly changed. So currently, in 7th edition, how forward to the Emperor works is you move, then you shoot, then you run. Now, you move, run, and then shoot. That's essentially the difference, okay? Apart from that, it's exactly the same. Get back in the fight. The ordered unit can shoot this phase even if it fell back in the movement phase. Good. Very good. I can see that being useful on blobs. So if you don't want to waste a full blob's firepower, you can pull it back and still get some utility out of it. That's going to be pretty good if you've got an enemy unit that smashes into a conscript blob, kills about half of them. You can pull back and you can still use your 20 to 25 conscripts. So that's good. Move. Instead of shooting this phase, the ordered unit can immediately move as if it were the movement phase. It must advance as part of this move and cannot declare a charge during this turn. Holy shit, guys. Holy fuck. That is an amazing order. That is a huge buff. That is the most buffed order out of anything. Let me explain to you why. Guardsmen have a movement value of 6. Now, in the movement phase, you can choose to advance, which means you move 6 plus d6. So on average, that will give you an average movement of 9. Now, in the shooting phase, you use your order to move, which means you move an additional 6 inches plus run again, which on average is another 3, which means on average, your guardsmen using this order will be able to move 18 inches in one turn. At the minimum, they'll be moving 14, and at the max, your guardsmen will be able to sprint forward 24 inches. Move, indeed. These guardsmen are now faster than fucking speeders, than bikes. Absolutely insanely good, that order. That order now, how I can envision this order working, with the way capping objectives works now, which we'll get into a later date. But essentially, guys, I'll cover it very quickly. If you want to have an objective, and your enemy wants to have an objective, you just have to have more models within 3 inches. Okay? So whoever's got the most models within 3 inches, that's perfect for guard. And what I can imagine do it with this. Imagine if you've got a mission like Relic. Imagine you've got a mission like Relic, okay? And the Relic's bang in the centre, and your opponent, and it's getting to the final turns of the game. It's getting close to the end of the game. What you could do is take a big block of 50 conscripts and keep them in reserve. Don't mess around with them, just keep them in reserve. Then, in the final 2 turns or so of the game, you could move them all the way onto the objective and have 50 guys in the objective. There's no way your opponent will be able to outscore you. Very powerful, guys. Very powerful. Fix bayonets is the final order. This one is one that looks deceptively shit, but it's actually really fucking good. Essentially, it allows you to fight in close combat in the shooting phase. So you just say, let's say you've got a unit in combat. You say, I'm ordering that unit to fix bayonets. They are now going to attack in close combat. Now, many of you will be saying, Mordian Glory, why would you ever want that order? You'll be wanting to fall back most of the time. This is true. However, you may use this order on Bullgrins. In fact, any infantry unit. So what you could do, my young sonny Jim, is get your Bullgrins nicely stuck in combat, and your opponent may or may not fall back. But if your opponent doesn't fall back, you will say to him, well, I'm going to attack you in the shooting phase, and then I'm going to attack you in the fighting phase as well. Which means Bullgrins, when using this order, will essentially get 6 attacks each. Absolutely insane. Awesome stuff. So guys, that is the first reveal, really. Just on the other pages, all we've got is war gear that the Ashman arm can take: bolt pistol, bolt gun, plasma pistol, sniper, flamer, grenade launcher, melter gun, plasma gun, mortar, autocan, heavy bolter missile launcher, las cannon, power axe, power maul, power sword, power fist. So I can't see anything missing. We will be going through the equipment in more detail. But like I said, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Tell me how excited you are for 8th edition now. It's looking good for the orders, guys, and the best bit is yet to come. So please comment, show me your hype, and I'll see you guys next time.